I'm your host, BrightLearn, and today we're going to explore a topic that's as fascinating as it is crucial, the concept of Bankism and its potential to reshape our world in ways we might not expect. We'll be unpacking the insights from Bill Bodri's book, Bankism, how the government's bank-first policies are destroying the nation, and how to survive the aftermath of a coming dollar collapse. So grab your favorite beverage, settle in, and let's get started. Bankism, as Bodri describes it, is the government's misguided policy of prioritizing the health and profitability of banks over the well-being of the general public and the broader economy. It's a term that encapsulates the idea that our financial system has become so intertwined with the banking sector that the two are virtually indistinguishable. But how did we get here? The story begins with the Federal Reserve, often referred to as the Fed. Established in 1913, the Fed was designed to be the lender of last resort, a safeguard against banking panics. However, as Bodri points out, the Fed is not a government agency, but a privately owned corporation with stockholders who are primarily private banks. This structure, he argues, inherently favors the interests of banks over the public good. The Fed's mandate is to promote maximum employment, stable prices, and moderate long-term interest rates. But in practice, Bodri contends, the Fed has consistently acted in the interest of the banking system, prioritizing their profitability over the economic health of the nation. This has led to a series of policies that have, over time, eroded the manufacturing base, offshored middle-class jobs, and inflated the economy with massive amounts of fiat money. One of the most alarming aspects of Bankism, according to Bodri, is its potential to lead to the collapse of the U.S. dollar. The dollar's status as the world's reserve currency has been artificially propped up by the petrodollar system, which ties the global oil trade to the U.S. dollar. However, this system is under threat as countries like China and Russia seek to reduce their dependence on the dollar. Bodri argues that the Fed's policies, particularly quantitative easing, QE, have degraded the dollar's value and created a massive debt bubble that cannot be sustained. The U.S. is now in a precarious position, unable to raise interest rates without causing a financial meltdown, yet unable to continue printing money without risking hyperinflation. The implications of a dollar collapse are staggering. Import prices would skyrocket, shortages would become commonplace, and the U.S. economy would be thrown into chaos. The global financial system, heavily reliant on the dollar, would also face severe disruptions. The Exchange Stabilization Fund, ESF, a secretive Treasury Department operation, plays a crucial role in maintaining the dollar's value. The ESF engages in foreign currency interventions and has been known to undertake covert operations to protect the dollar's status. It's a powerful entity, often acting behind the scenes to influence global financial markets. Bodri suggests that the ESF's actions are not always in the public interest. By suppressing the price of gold and manipulating currency markets, the ESF has, in effect, propped up the dollar at the expense of other assets. This has created a distorted financial landscape where the true value of the dollar is obscured. So what can be done to address the challenges posed by Bankism and the potential collapse of the dollar? Bodri offers several solutions, each with its own set of challenges and opportunities. Reinstate Glass-Steagall. One of the most significant reforms Bodri advocates for is the reinstatement of the Glass-Steagall Act. This act, which separated commercial and investment banking, was repealed in 1999. Its reinstatement would help reduce systemic risk and prevent banks from engaging in the risky speculative activities that contributed to the 2008 financial crisis. Break up large banks. Bodri argues that large banks have become too big to fail and pose a systemic risk to the economy. Breaking them up into smaller, more manageable entities would reduce this risk and promote a more competitive banking sector. Public state banks. Bodri suggests the establishment of public state banks, modeled after the Bank of North Dakota. These banks would be owned by the state and could provide low-cost financing for infrastructure projects and other public needs, reducing reliance on private banks and Wall Street. Return to the gold standard. While controversial, Bodri proposes a return to the gold standard as a way to impose financial discipline and stabilize the currency. He argues that a gold-backed currency would prevent the excessive money printing that has plagued the U.S. economy. Invest in gold and silver. As a hedge against the collapse of the dollar, Bodri recommends investing in physical gold and silver. These precious metals, he believes, will retain their value even as the dollar declines. Bodri envisions a future where the U.S. dollar is no longer the dominant global currency. He predicts that countries will increasingly turn to alternative payment systems and currencies, such as the Chinese renminbi and cryptocurrencies. The rise of the New Silk Road and other infrastructure projects led by China and Russia are seen as part of this broader shift away from the dollar. In this new world order, the U.S. will need to adapt or face economic decline. Bodri suggests that the U.S. should embrace this change and work towards a more balanced and equitable global financial system. In conclusion, the concept of Bankism offers a compelling critique of the current financial system and its flaws. While the challenges are significant, Bodri's insights provide a roadmap for navigating the uncertain waters ahead. Whether it's through reforming the banking system, investing in precious metals, or preparing for a new global financial landscape, the key is to be informed, proactive, and ready to adapt. Thank you for joining me on this journey through the complexities of Bankism and the future of the dollar. If you found this episode enlightening, please subscribe, share, and leave a comment. Until next time, keep learning and stay curious. This is BrightLearn signing off. Take care and see you next time.
This has been a BrightLearn video from BrightLearn.ai. On the book Bankism, How the Government's Bank-First Policies Are Destroying the Nation and How to Survive the Aftermath of a Coming Dollar Collapse by Bill Bodri. Visit BrightLearn.ai for more fascinating videos like this one, and visit naturalnews.com for full editorial coverage and breaking news on critical stories that keep you informed and aware of what's really going on.